much more than just a dancer.
Abner, go get your uncle. Get your uncle because he's interrupting my interview. It's gonna pick up in the audio.
Step, 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 out. Step, 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 turn. But that's how you do it. So let me just.
Hey honeys, it's your girl HanaK and welcome to another episode of Teaser HanaK. So today I have with me
Izzy Odigie.
Alright, and Izzy, for those who don't know who you are, just give us a little mini snapshot of who you are.
I am an Afro-fusion choreographer, dancer, performer, overall creative.
Okay, creative boom. We'll find out what the creative boom is later. Ready to spill this tea?
Okay.
Let's jump right into it. So, Izzy, you did mention a couple things that you do. So just give us a brief summary of exactly what is it that you do.
Okay, so as a choreographer, I create like dance routines, pieces to music. I specialize in Afro beats or African music, Afro pop. So I go around the continents and I teach as an instructor. So I teach different Afro dance styles. So that's why we call it like Afro-fusion, because there are a lot of different names for these dance styles. As a dancer, I do backup for artists once in a while. And as a creative, when it comes to my projects, I obviously have to come up with ideas with who I want to work with as a videographer, with who I want to work with as a stylist, and you know, just a whole concept of things.
So, but mainly your main focus is definitely around dancing.
Yes.
Okay. What made you? Well, I don't know if you say what made you, because I mean, I know where it started, but for the people who don't know where it started from, when did you decide to start? I mean, dancing as an African, you know, we all have that in our blood, of course. But what really, I feel like, influenced you to start with this whole Afrobeat type of, I guess, your classes? Because I'm not mistaken, I feel like you're one of the first people that I ever saw starting to do that. Okay. Back in what, 2013, 14?
Yeah.
14 when you left.
Yeah. So so I've been dancing like my whole life. I've been doing like hip hop. Right. You know, in high school.
Middle school, definitely.
Hip hop. Yeah, definitely hip hop. So when I went to college, being African wasn't really like frowned upon. Okay. Because I went to a diverse school in New York City. So like when they would hear my name or they would see my name, they'd be like, "Oh, where are you from?" I'd be like, "I'm from Nigeria." So they're like interested in getting to know more about my culture. So that kind of made me feel free to want to know more about my culture, or express my culture. Right. So I was on a hip hop team at the time, but then we had like a diversity week. So like all the cultural dance groups come together, and the ASA there, they did a piece. And when I did it, she asked me where I was from, and I said I'm Nigerian. And she's like, "Oh snap!" She was like, "Oh no, you got to start a dance team." Okay. So I was like, "Okay, whatever, cool." Then the next year it happened. Then I saw how people were reacting to it on campus, but I was like, okay, these are our friends, these are our peers, right? Let's see how they'll react if we perform in front of a crowd who does not know us. Right. So we went off campus, we started doing off-campus gigs, paid gigs, and people were reacting to it. So I was like, okay, we're going somewhere, right? We're going somewhere. So I started teaching on my college campus, because a lot of people were saying, "Oh, like, you know, you do all these different choreographies, we want to learn." So I decided to the school to hire me. So I asked the school to hire me to teach on Saturdays, but people weren't coming out. Like the max amount of people I'll get for a class would be like 5. So I was just like, you know what? I'm in
school too, right?
I'm waking up.
You in school I
said, these people, they have seen me finish. I'm like, how dare you? All these people you're talking like I should teach you. Right. And then when I finally give you the opportunity, y'all like, oh, it's too drunk. It's too drunk to wake up, you know. So I was pulling back from it until one day this company, Soak and Sweat, which is my friend's company, Cody Emmanuel. Okay. He reached out to me. He's like, "Yo, have you ever thought about like teaching professionally?" And I was like, oh yeah, you know, it's something I'm interested in. So he's like, I should come to his instructor's class at the time. So I went to her class, Cece, that's her name, and I went to Inhale Me. I don't know if you know. And I went to Inhale Me's class, and you know, just to see how like they were teaching styles that are not necessarily commercial.
Right.
So after learning from that, I started teaching my first class. So my first class sold out. However, I mistakenly ended the class 30 minutes early. So it was supposed to be an hour class. In my head, you know, in my head, in my head, like it felt like I was dancing for an hour. Like I danced for an hour, but the time.
Oh my god!
I only danced for like 30 minutes. And then the lady was like, check the time. You know, you still have 30 minutes left. I was like, yeah, we need that time to clean up. Because I was already telling people to pack their stuff and leave. So it took a while. It was like the summer of 2015. My second class was very hard to sell. So the first one is like, it's something new. But like to sell the second one is like, okay, are they going to come back? So that didn't work. We had to cancel that class. And then I told him, I was like, let me get my followers up to 10K. So I can get some fresh faces that will come back. So I used that winter to start grinding, creating concept after concept after concept. And then kick back up again. And I've been teaching since then. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, look, I'm about to say, I remember, I want to say it was freshman after we graduated. And that was when Gio still lived up the street. And I remember it was the summer when you left and you came. And we were literally outside, and you're like, man, I mean, it's hard out in New York, but you know, I think I'm gonna just make it work. And I was like, I mean, if that's where, and I remember we sat down, we talked, I was like, if that's where you feel like, you know, that's where it is. I mean, I was like, it's only 4 years. Yeah. Go there, get it over with. If you want to come back home and do whatever. So just even from just then, it's just like, wow, like from that conversation and seeing where you are now, like who would have thought that really like. Did you ever really think if you would have stayed in the DMV, do you think you would have been able to get to where you are now, or you feel like going to New York definitely accelerated that?
If I stay in the DMV, I don't think I would be where I'm at. Because there even a couple, was it last year? After I graduated from college, obviously I no longer have housing. Right. So it was like either move back home with my mom or stay with my my uncle on my dad's side. So obviously whatever I decide, they would take me in. But in that moment I had to think about it. I'm like, okay, so I'm telling him, can I stay in your house for a year, even though it's open, like it's endless. But for me, just because you don't want to like overstay your welcome. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's family, but you just don't want to overstay your welcome. But I'm like, if I go back to Maryland,
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I can't, because it's like no offense to Maryland, but it's like if you don't have a car in Maryland and if you don't have money, because like the videographers over here, like no offense to them, right? They would be like, off the bat 300, and I'm just like, you're a film videographer, you're not really a dance videographer. There's a difference. However, you're gonna charge me this outrageous amount
just because,
you know what I'm saying? Well, in New York, it's like so many creatives where it's just like, yo, someone just DM me like, yo, I love your work, you want to link up this Saturday and let's create. Like,
and you know, I've heard that it seems like New Yorkers, like New Jersey, like up that, I guess I don't even call it east, west, north, whatever up there. Like they're more supportive. We're like, and they don't really look at it as a way to like money hungry. It's like, you have a creative idea, I have a creative idea. Let's put it together. Let's make some magic work. And I've heard that before, so that's really interesting that you actually put that out there.
Because like I started doing videos like in 2014. I did not pay for my first video until 2016.
Wow.
So every video I made within those 2 years was just people like
just wanting to just link up and just create.
Yeah, because the videos I started doing at first was with cell phones, and then my manager now had like a small like Abba made camera, and like we would literally like shoot and then use his Mac to like edit, and it was like trash, but
it did what it needed to do.
It did what it did, and it's like from there, then you have like Maxwell Jennings like reaching out to me like, yo, let's shoot, or you have like DFAMs like reach out like, yo, let's shoot, and it was like it was within the African community that they were reaching out, and then obviously when things started picking up, like people from outside, like photographers, videographers, you know, clothing brands would like reach out and be like, yo, I love what you're doing, I see what you're doing, I'm just
can we just go ahead
and like yeah.
But I'm glad you pointed out that people in the African community were the ones who actually first reached out and wanted to do something, because said out here the DMV, y'all be stingy. Y'all think everything is money. Y'all be stingy. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all be with the, so how much am I making? It's not all about the money. I feel like it's all about the idea and the concept, and the money can come later. But I just feel like people are so money hungry out here that if it's not money, like, we not touching it. Or how much you put in on then never mind, I'm not gonna do it. So it's I'm really happy that you actually put it out there. But that's what's up. Yeah. Kudos to you guys for, you know, hey, looking out now. Look where y'all at today. Y'all done moved up in different ways, and I bet even off for just you, they've been able to definitely branch out and link up with other people. So I know you said you're dancing, so how has that career basically, you know, taking you to places?
You know, places. Honestly, man, no, dance has really like blessed, as in I've been to Paris to teach. I went to Lagos, Abuja, and I went to Benin.
That was this summer. You did like a mini African.
That was in December. Last December.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I've had 2 class tours. I did a tour in Canada, so touched down in Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa. Did New York, Boston, DC, Atlanta, LA, Oakland, like San Francisco. So she's been around. Like, she been gone. Okay. So it's like now, like there was even a gig. I was supposed to go to the Bahamas because I have like fans out there after I did.
Wow.
After I did the Olatunji video, which was like 3 years ago, and people are still like on this thing. This year I'm going to Trinidad. Okay. I had to cancel the Bahamas thing because another opportunity came up that like conflicted, so I was just like, damn. But then again, I don't like water. It was gonna be a cruise, and I was like, maybe I don't like water. So, but yeah, like we're hopefully like if the opportunity does present itself again, I'll without a thing. But like dance has like opened me, like the legends that I used to listen to, like your P Squares and your Don Jazzy, Mo Hits, and all these different people. The fact that I'm able to have conversations with these people is like crazy. Like soon, like the first song I heard that brought me back to African music was Back to the Matter, Wizkid, produced by Malik Berry. Yeah. And you know, ever since then it was just like, yo, this music is like they're doing their stuff. They're doing their stuff. I'm gonna give it to Africa. We doing our stuff. Yeah, I'll give them that. They're really doing their stuff nowadays. It's like it's a feeling. So it's like, okay, being able to listen to this music and then be able to hit them up like, yo, like that verse that you did on this was fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like being able to ingest the art, but also be able to talk to the artist is like amazing. And it's like when I'm able to create, like for example, I did a video to Adekunle Gold's song. Call on Me. Okay. And I hit him up. I was like, yo, I want you to do this spoken word for the beginning. And he's like, alright, cool. Send me what you want me to say. Do the voice notes. So I'm able to create with people. As well. You know what I'm saying? So,
and they actually respond. Like that's really good that they actually respond. Next. What do you know?
It took time. No, it took time.
At least now you know they're able to be like, oh hey, I know who you are. Like, sure, you want to do something. You know, I think another day, I think you posted. I don't want to say you did. I know you've done music challenge videos for Yummy Holiday. But I think it was another one where I think he just did like a dance and she just commented, oh my gosh, like this is hot. And I was like, and that's cool. Like, and they actually appreciate it. And I'm really happy that like our African community is definitely getting away from that arrogant, type of attitude that we do have. I'm not gonna lie, that we do have as Africans. So being able to break that and appreciate other people and what they're doing is really, really dope. Yeah. So kudos to you guys for doing that. You did say celebrities and stuff like that. So just to name a couple of few, who have you worked with?
Okay, most recently Berna.
Definitely, y'all. I don't know if y'all saw the videos, but she definitely killed on that stage. Okay.
So yeah, that was awesome. Yemi.
Okay.
let's see, I performed with Mr. Izzy. We did the title concert to raise like funds for Puerto Rico during was it hurricane? Yeah, I think it was hurricane. Yeah, and then I worked with I performed with Tiwa for Budweiser Made in America Festival. Show My Josie from South Africa.
You did. Yeah. I saw that.
No, like she's amazing. She's really let's see. I did choreographed the Lamide's concert in New York City for his American tour. Okay. Like every time someone asks me this, my mind just goes.
Because I guess it's been a lot.
It just goes freaking blank. But let's see, who else have I worked with? I think that's all that's coming to mind right now. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all that's.
I mean, that's dope. You like you should touch and base with them. That's also good. Also, what about like American wise? How about any have you touched a little bit, just a little sparkle here and there?
So like the thing is like a lot of people ask me because like obviously I started off with hip hop. Like people who knew me before Afro, like they're like, oh, why don't you do American music anymore? You don't do hip hop as much. So like for me, and I was having this conversation with Don Jazzy actually. So and it's like I was telling him like I'm choosing to stay within the African industry, right? So I was part of the commercial side before, where I'm going to auditions for Block Agency, or I'm trying to join a hip hop dance company and try to do my dance reel and all these different things, and I did not feel comfortable. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I never thought of dance as a career path until I found Afro, and that's crazy because I've been dancing my whole life. Right. So one thing I realized is that in hip hop, even though I love dance and I love the music and I love the swag about it, it just didn't make me feel whole as African dance styles. Right. So now I don't go out seeking commercial work. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like if it happens naturally, like if they reach out to me, fine. So, but I don't pursue it as much as I do African work. Okay. So as of now, I don't think I've worked with any American artists. However, there are choreographers who like reach out if, let's say, they want to infuse Afro styles into the dance videos. The choreographers would reach out to me and hire me as a consultant. Okay. To teach and that part. Yeah. Fusion part. Yeah. So that would be kind of how like I would want to work within the commercial industry instead of like going to audition to seek and these things. Right. So you rather them come to you, whereas you looking for them. Yeah. That makes sense.
What would you tell somebody who is trying? Well, I mean, at this point, I feel like there are people out there that is doing a lot now. And I've seen a lot of dancers come out with this whole Afro class thing. But somebody who feels like, oh, well, since everybody else is doing it now, how can I be different? Or how can I bring a little spice to it where it doesn't feel like I'm just like everybody else in that pool?
Even now, like, because I'm taking a step back from teaching classes. Okay. So the first class I taught this year was it was towards the end of March, and I was teaching the Killing Them thing because, a lot of people were asking me to do that. But I had to take time because when I went back to Nigeria and I was talking to the dancers out there. So like whatever continent I find myself in, I talk to the dancers that I get to meet. Okay. So when I was talking to them, they were like, "Oh, like the way dancers in America dance, you guys seem very laid back, very chill. Like you guys vibe." While like basically what they say is like you people dance easy. You know what I'm saying?
What?
No, not.
I mean, I get it. It's funny. Yeah. I think like if you know the amount of thought process that goes through this.
Yeah. But they're talking about Afro dancers, African dancers. So not like commercial. So they're talking about like Afro dancers, like in America and Europe. It seems like majority of the dancers that are getting clout online are just like vibing. They're not actually like choreographic, which to some extent I do see what they're talking about. Because there are people where like, let's say they're beautiful girls, right, and they'll come and they'll just do like, and it'll be like 100K views, 200K views, you know what I'm saying? Because
Of course, the appearance is what
you know what I'm saying. Like, and there's other factors that play into it. Like, dance pages may be more receptive to their videos because they have a bigger following. So it's like, okay, I'll repost, I'll sign you, I'll do all these different things. So when I thought about it, and I got to collaborate with a couple dancers from the Afro-fusion movement, which is like the dance scene in Lagos. Okay. So, you know, being able to like meet with them, do their choreography, see how they go through their choreographic process was very interesting. So like they're like, Izzy, just dance, relax, like don't think of it too much, just let it go, whatever comes out, just do it, right? And we're doing this in heat, like as in you're dying in heat. I forgot how hot it was, right? It was, you know what I'm saying? So it's like literally I am like drenched, but I'm going, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it kind of reminded me of like how hip hop was, or how Palms was back in the day, because I had coaches in place that were disciplining me. Right? With Afro, I'm technically teaching myself. Basically. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of just reminded me of what it was that I wanted to do. So when I came back, I was like, let me think of what it is I want to teach and how I want to teach. So when I came back with Killing Them, when I created Killing Them and people were interested in learning it, I'm like, this is perfect because this is a step up from what people are teaching. Because I feel like people are teaching beginner level stuff. I mean, it's just, I feel like it's the basic stuff that you could just, I mean, the shaku shaku, that new one, whatever that one is called, like, it's just like basic stuff. Like, it's something where like I could just sit there and I mean, if you're African, it's not a sweat to do it. It's just basic stuff. And I can definitely say about it, because I can say with that video compared to your other videos, I can say there is a difference in the sense of what you actually, in a, like, how would I put it? I don't want to say the technique, but just the thought process that was put into that dance piece. Because I didn't think you wanted just it to be like, okay, just something that I just did it. You wanted to have some type of discipline in it. And I could definitely see that in that video. Yeah. So it's like, obviously, like, because what I was saying is like there are choreographers, and then there are people who just dance on the internet, right? So there are a few choreographers in New York City that are like consistently teaching, trying to improve on the choreography that they're pushing out to people, you know, and all this good stuff. However, it's like when people don't travel as much as, for example, me, where I'm able to go to Nigeria and work with West Side Life or work with Credo and Snipes, or if I'm able to go to Paris and, you know, take classes in Africa's Best Dance Camp. Obviously, as a teacher, I too have to be a student, because if I'm only looking at one person, eventually everything I'm producing is going to look the same. So a lot of people don't have that that luxury, I guess. Luxury to travel and meet these different people. So that's where the exchange of knowledge now happens. So it's like, okay, if I travel, or 3 other instructors are able to travel, we can come back and now teach each other, and then eventually take it out to the world. You know what I'm saying? So so with the Killing Them thing, it's like, okay, I'm like, I want to teach something different. So like, yes, we have the beginner classes, but if you do want to move up as an Afro instructor or dancer, you have like another step up from there. So I'm still in the process of like getting comfortable with creating pieces that push people to that level, and then, you know, pulling it out. But for a dancer who wants to like stand out, so a lot of dancers even ask me, like, before they start teaching, they're like, Izzy, what advice can you give me? I'm like, first ask yourself, can you teach? 2, what can you teach? And is it new? Is it something that is needed? Because if you're teaching how to put tea in and so 5 other people are already doing it, what makes you different from them? Putting it in the cup. You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes you different? So it's like, if you feel like you have something new to teach, or like you can bring a new twist to the way things are being done, then I tell you, like, go for it. And then, you know, try to diversify your income as much as possible. So if it's merch, if it's like, okay, also trying to see like how you can get artists to pay you to use their songs during classes, but obviously not compromising the artistic voice by just dancing to anyone's song. Because people send music all the time, but it's like, if your music is not good, why am I forcing myself because of money? You know what I'm saying? So I would say, yeah, definitely diversify and then be honest with yourself. Like, I feel like a lot of people are just very delusional. Like, you have to be honest with yourself. Like, am I doing something worth putting out into the world? And then if you say yes, and you believe in it, then do your thing.
That makes sense. I mean, that's some good advice. So you did mention a couple of culture clashes here and there, but I did forget to ask who you represent, what country you represent.
Nigeria, all day.
All day, every day. So she's just in Nigeria. You know how we do it. It's a honeys. Tuesday HanaK. So I'm not gonna do a lingo because that's too easy for her. So she's gonna show us a little bit of moves, just a little short, little 3 little count, short little, you know, get one-on-one with her, and we're gonna stay tuned for that. You down?
Sure.
She's down. All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna teach you guys 2 moves. We're gonna teach you the Zanku, and let's try the Pilolo.
Pilolo. What's Nigerian?
So Zanku's from Nigeria and Pilolo's from Ghana. So,
yay, GH baby. Okay, I don't know this Pilolo.
Yeah, you're praising it.
I'm so American. It's okay.
Okay, so Zanku obviously is a Zanku craze now. It's Latin. I think no kilos. You understand what I'm saying? So all you're doing is literally just tap steps, right? So you're hopping side to side, right? And then you want to get agege legs, which means you want to turn in your knees inside. So I'm going. Right? Okay. So now when you do that, you want to cross your arms, and some people move with it. So you see how I'm moving my top part and doing that? So that's how you can.
And then you go down a little or whatever. Okay. That's an extra one.
That's Zanku. And there's levels to that, yeah? Okay. There's levels to that. And then the Zanku has like multiple dances under that.
But it just...
This is like the
basics.
Yeah.
Okay, so in and then just
Yes.
All right.
Make sure you put your knees in. And then you're gonna do Pilolo, which was made by Izzy from Ghana. So all you're doing is you are going to scoop. 1, 2, 3, scoop. 1, 2, 3, scoop. 1, 2, 3, and turn. No. Okay. So you're turning. Yeah. So you're turning. Out.
Okay.
Step, 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 out. Step, 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 turn. But that's how you do it. So literally just switch. 1, 2. So you're pumping down. 1, 2, 3, turn. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
Okay, I'll just understand.
But yes, this is how you do the Zanku.
I like the one. And that's when you kick out and then I can't do it, guys. It's okay, but I like the Zanku. Alright, so let's do it. That's basically it, guys. Alrighty. We out here.
Hi guys, it's Izzy Odigie and you're watching Teas with HanaK. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, share,